Welcome to Conscious Living here at the Specially Produce Network. We are so glad you're here to support your lifestyle with the fastest growing resource for conscious families. So sit back, relax, connect, and enjoy. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Conscious Living podcast series. I'm here live in the studio in San Diego at Specially Produce Network, and I'm here live featuring our amazing guest from the Netherlands, halfway across the world on the iPad. That's coming in live, Ofkje Teekens. Welcome.
Thank you, Ashley. Nice for having me here in the studio.
Oh, we're so excited you're here in the studio, and I can't wait to get started today. What an amazing topic, amazing process that you bring to the world and share with everyone about the idea of archetypes. What does it mean to have an archetype?
Well, we have a lot of them. And everybody has a lot of archetypes, and there's a kind of inner personalities you have. You play a lot of roles in your life.
Yes.
And for me, so I played the teacher, and after that I became a transformational teacher and a Jungian therapist, and then I studied about archetypes, and I would love to share this today.
Wow, thank you so much. Yeah, so a teacher is an archetype, and so like I've been a nurse, so that a nurse is an archetype, or a healthcare provider. And Danielle is an amazing archetype of a podcast producer, right? And that's awesome. And so we can be the archetype of a mother or a daughter, or what else could we be?
Well, you can be. Everybody likes cooking, some of us. So you can intend in a day that you like to be a cook and make a pan of soup. So that's about creativity. And some of us, we listen to this beautiful music of Paul Lufteninger. You're a musician and you like to play music.
Yes.
And it's special that you have so much talent. And it's a pity that not everybody uses this talent and those archetypes.
I see.
So I like to talk today about your treasure box, to open more your own treasure box.
I would love to open our treasure box. Wow, that sounds amazing. Let's go for it.
Yeah, I want to show some a treasure box, and everybody has his own gold and his own stones and diamonds. But most of the time, there are a lot of dragons on your treasure box.
Ooh.
Or you lost your key. And then you can open it.
What's the dragon? What does the dragon do?
The dragon are the anxieties you have, your fear that you think, I'm not good enough, I'm not worth it. So, deep inside, what are you good at? But when you are a kid and you make a beautiful drawing, your teacher at school will say, what is this? And they throw it away. So, whoop, and then you don't want to draw any longer anymore, never. So, and it's the same with music also. When you want to play guitar and people said, that's painful in my ears, you will never make music again. So these archetypes, you have a lot of them and you can meet them. So this is what I want to share also tonight, that you can go on a journey, a personal journey, and visit and meet your archetypes.
Wow.
Would you like to do that?
I would love to do that. What a great journey.
Yeah. And actually, you have a beautiful healer, isn't it? You are a nurse.
Yes, I'm a nurse, and I'm a mom, and I'm a wife, and I'm a daughter, and I've been a surfer, and a scuba diver, a sailor,
Also, wow.
a sailboat
Wow.
racer.
Yeah.
I'm an energy healer. I work with
Mm-hmm.
kids in energy healing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also a podcast coordinator.
Yes, I see today. You're a beautiful one. A very good one.
So many archetypes. Yes, a cook, a cleaner, an activity
Cleaner,
person,
a
a spiritual
connector.
being having a human experience.
Yes, yes. You can have a really internal spiritual experience when you're gonna meet these archetypes.
Yes.
I, I'm a Jungian therapist, and I can tell something about this. Um, Carl Gustav Jung, he was a Swiss psychotherapist, and he wrote about these archetypes as a kind of inner personalities, all those roles we play. So you're like an actor playing different roles in life. And when you have problems or you don't feel very well, you're a bit, the autumn is coming, then you can speak with your archetypes. So you can invite them, and those archetypes has a light side and a shadow side.
Ooh.
So when for example, I like the jester. Every day I make a lot of jokes, and when I invite a jester, I talk with him or her, and then you have a positive side, the light side, and then he's joyful. But sometimes he has a negative side, and then he's full of sarcasm.
Oh.
So so it's interesting to look, are your archetypes in the light side or in the shadow side? So you can talk with them and meet them and see what's good for you. Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't
So
this interesting?
it's so interesting. It's so amazing. And so when we look at our archetypes, we can have insights when we're not having such a great time with this
Yes.
role we're playing. So that'd be the shadow side. And then what you're saying is the insightful side, the side that gives us insight, joy, experiences. Oh, like, what would we like to be or do today? Gives us that opportunity to really fully maybe step in to that.
Step in and maybe you want to be a gypsy and dance the whole day.
Yes.
So to explore your possibilities, because some of them, the dragons are on this, or the key is lost, so you don't open it. There are a lot of hidden talents. And that's also interesting to talk about, because when you are a failure and you have anxiety, a lack of self-esteem, you don't want to open it. You think, I'm not worth enough, I'm not good enough, so you don't want to open this treasure box. So yeah, I want to invite everybody to see what's in their own treasure box, because everybody has a lot of gold. Yeah, and that starts in the childhood. A lot of people, yeah, they know when they were born they were good in this or good in that, and during their lifetime they forgot about it because they're very busy with a work or with a marriage or with a take care of the children, and they forgot them. So it's good to see which talents are hidden with you. Yeah.
I see. So that's really amazing. And so here in the studio, and I know in your home there in the Netherlands, you have these cards. We have different sets of cards. So one set of cards is the archetype cards.
Yes, that's this one. And you see, it's also about this dragon on this treasure box. So there is already gold on the ground, but
Yes.
sometimes you're not aware of it. So these archetypes are telling you something about your subconsciousness. So when you talk with them, you close your eyes and you go deep in a meditation, and then you see this person for you, and you can talk with him and get some more information about his archetype. And that's really interesting, because with a head you would never know, but when you go deep inside and talk with your unconsciousness, you can take it to your consciousness and you know more.
I see.
And I think, especially for children, it can be very helpful, because you have to make a lot of choices, which direction they have to go to the university, which study do they want to go. And most of the time, they're too young to choose, so they don't know. So then you can take the card deck and go through this. In November, there also will be an app, and you can swipe or you look to the cards. And it's funny because this is the judge. You can see all those questions also underneath, so you can work with yourself on those archetypes to meet them and to know them better who you are.
I
So make you
see.
more conscious about yourself. Yeah. Does this make sense? Is I'm clear to tell what I tell?
Absolutely, it makes total sense, and I see inside the box that you have these cards. So, what would people
Yeah.
do to pick these cards?
Uh,
how would they set up the intention to guide the picking of the cards?
yeah, there are 74 cards in it. You can take them blind, or let them go through your hands and choose a few of them. But sometimes there's also the demolisher, and the demolisher can be helpful because when there's an old bad situation, you have to demolish this situation and rebuild your life. Can be helpful. Then you choose the demolisher and the builder, or the architect to have a new framework in your life.
I
Can be
see.
helpful. Yeah. So then you choose your cards, but you can also choose your irritating cards. It's cards that I don't want to have them at all. Can be
Okay.
also helpful. So these cards are beautiful. The design is beautiful. I can show a few if you like.
Yeah, yeah. May I pick one here in the studio?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
sure.
okay. So I'm gonna pick one that let's see. What intention shall I do? I'll pick one of the card I'd like to be today.
Okay.
After the podcast.
So,
So I
which
picked
one is it? To
vagabond.
make it curious.
I picked a vagabond.
Vagabond. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
So the vagabond, you can see it on the picture.
Yeah.
This sounds flies or birds. So they don't want to connect. They want to go traveling, go everywhere, and they never come home. So, and
Wow.
that's okay. They don't like to connect and to travel all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just got invited to Bali today.
yeah. And sometimes there's the hermit. It's also an interesting one. Maybe in autumn, you go deep inside and live in your bubble with your cup of tea and your laptop. And then you can answer some questions which are on the card. So you can play your own game. But it's also very nice. You can play it in your family. You take one card before you go to sleep. Or you go on at breakfast, everybody takes one card, and then afterwards you can talk about it.
Oh, that's
So you
beautiful. And then
for a
and
better
then
connection.
you said the idea about a shadow state. So if I picked one,
Yeah.
so I pick one the one I don't want to be. Is that what I picked?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah. That,
I'm gonna pick a card of what I don't want to
what
be.
is,
Okay, here we go. Ooh, it's two
what
cards.
is
It's two
ooh,
cards. An
tell me.
an athlete
Okay.
and a collector.
Okay.
That's pretty
Are you
funny.
connected?
I know we were working with someone for me to become an athlete. This is kind of funny.
This is really funny.
It is. So
But you don't.
when we don't want to be something and then we know we could be something, how do we
Yeah.
work with that shadow state? How does someone
Well, it's interesting in these cards. The shadow side is also in the questions and also in the design. And there's a manual book I will show you. It's in the box.
Yes, in the
There,
box, the
all those
manual
little,
book.
yeah, you can see the light side and the shadow side, and also the designer. It's in blue. The designer was her intention why she designed it that way. She made the mixture from the light side and the shadow side, so you will, yeah, you will see what's for you, the light side and the shadow side. And that's about the self-compassion. I made also a game for that. That you have to embrace the shadow side. It's not only fun in life. There's also some trouble sometimes, and you have to deal with that too.
Right. Right. So it allows you to kind of see maybe what in your subconscious and your unconscious what you're hiding from yourself.
Yes,
And that
yes,
may be pertinent and really supportive to embrace that
yes.
and to
So it's
support that in your life.
yeah, it's inviting yourself. It's really a new journey with yourself. Can be very playful. because that's one of my slogans. Life is a game, and let's play it. And you can play it with yourself, or with your daughter, or with your family, or on the company.
Yes.
So it's very fun, but it's really serious too. So it's a combination with fun and serious, and more conscious, more awareness about yourself. Yeah.
Absolutely. Wow, that is so amazing. So, really, everybody, every person has an archetype. Is that right?
Yes, and he doesn't have the one. They have a lot of. So in the box are 74 archetypes,
Okay.
and they are everywhere. But you use three or four normally, or two every day. But this box is to invite to use them all. And normally you use 10 to 12 archetypes in a day. They are your inner team, your dream team you're working with.
Yes.
So that's that you see another view of yourself, and what you never noticed you are. Maybe you are an athlete. Actually, you never know.
I'm an athlete with sailboat racing,
Yeah,
but I don't
that's
do that
good.
every day. Right,
It isn't
exactly.
necessary. So,
It,
when you go in this imagination, you can meet this archetype, and then you can see how much you want to see him every day, or once a month, never again, or he must have a retirement. It's better for you. So yeah, you can speak with it, and it's really playful, and the designs are beautiful. So yeah,
they really
this
are,
is
and
what I want
you
to
know,
share.
you talked about a really wonderful concept here, the dream team, and how we
Yeah.
embody or we breathe and believe and become and act
Mm.
and really enjoy part of life is this 10 or 12 archetypes or places that we experience in our
Yeah.
day, and you called it the dream team, and I think
The
that's
dream team.
really amazing. So when people meet with you or have a session with you, and they can be
It's
all over the world to meet you, they have the
yes.
opportunity to explore this dream team of theirs.
Yes, yes, and they will be very surprised of this information, because normally it takes time. You can meet one archetype 10 minutes or half an hour, and it looks like you have met him for years. So you get more information, and you can make changes in your inner dream team. It's not your dream; it's your inner dream team.
Your
So
inner
it's like
dream team.
your inner dream team. So when you play football, you also have a team. So this is your inner team, and you will never be alone, because you have always your friends with you, and you will see what is the most important one, which you consult every day.
Right.
So he's your right hand. Yeah. So yeah.
Oh,
So
that
the talk with this architect is very interesting. More information. Yeah.
right. So you get to discover your
So
inner dream team while working with you to understand what each of those archetypes we pull from, we gather information from that inner guidance, so to
yes,
speak.
yes,
So
yeah,
when we want to become the cook, for example, and we're at the grocery store, we can embody
yeah,
that inner dream team, our cook selves,
yeah.
and then get insight when we're there at the market and to determine what food we'd like to serve and cook for our
Yeah,
families.
yeah, but sure, but it's also about creativity. So this time you make another soup than the other day. So
Yes.
yeah, so it's be more aware who you are and who you want to be. So it's also about you're the king in your own kingdom. So yeah, so it's wearing your crown with pride. So have your crown, and everybody is the king or a queen in his own kingdom. So isn't this fun?
Yes, super fun. Super fun. And the idea then is not just to bring up that archetype that you've been working with for years and kept the same pattern, but you have an
Mhm.
opportunity to open up to more
Yeah.
creativity, more abundance
Yes.
inside that
Yes.
role. So that role doesn't
Yeah.
seem so boring, huh?
And you also learn to embrace your shadow sides, because they are there for everybody. So then you can share. And also in a company, it's interesting. Also in your family, it's interesting. Also only with yourself, it's interesting that you can see who you are and who you want to be. So you can make choices.
I see. So in the deck, what I could do is I could pull out when I'm being a uh, podcast announcer and
Yeah.
producer and coordinator, I could pull out an archetype like the artist.
Yeah, the artist or the messenger, because you give messages to the people, to the parents, to the children.
Right,
Yeah.
and then how does that work, and how do I then see myself as a fanciful artist inside
Yes.
the idea? So what art are we creating in the podcasts? And today
Yeah.
we're creating the art of archetypes, that
Yes.
is exploring our inner world and our inner roles that we choose to create and bring out even greater levels of expansion, insights, and creativity.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Isn't that fun?
It's so fun. It's so fun. And so, like, for example, I could pull a card in relating to when I nurse at the hospital, when
Yeah.
I'm a pediatric critical care nurse.
Mhm.
What would a great archetype? Here it's a cook. So I pulled the card cook. So in that idea of a cook inside being a critical care nurse, is that's what we do. We cook health for the
Yeah.
kids, right? We bring together all these ingredients, and the
And you have
ingredients is our team, right? Doctors and respiratory therapists, and we bring all these ingredients to the bedside to help the child restore their health.
yeah. So this one I show you this the healer. This is a card of you for you, and he has not a cross. She has not a cross in her head, but a heart. So you're
Yes.
working with art. Isn't that fun?
Yes, really a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing.
Raise.
And we didn't know we could bring in these other ideas that really support us in developing the. So if I bring in the healer and I bring in the idea of a cook, then I'm part of the process creating beautiful nutrition, beautiful health, beautiful opportunities to the kids in
Yeah.
the hospital. So
And
I
you give insight. Do you see the eye opener? Is that fun?
yes,
So with a big eye, and then you can see things what other people can see,
I see
and
it.
you can.
Yes, and I can share it with all others. And it's so amazing to experience this idea that I can take the roles that I'm in, even in my everyday life, and expand on them. And that
Yeah.
brings in new resources, new people, new understanding that really brings me to a higher level of peace
Yeah.
inside
That's
of
it.
me. Wow.
How does that feel? Do you feel the peace through the
Yes.
computer? Yeah.
I feel the peace, and then you know uh, this idea of pulling the cards every day, even like maybe ones we tried when we were in France together, we tried
Yeah.
them when what would we like to dream with, what would we like to sleep with, what would we like to focus
Yeah.
our rest with, and we pulled
So
some
the
of the
future.
cards.
Yeah. Yeah. You put it in the energy. The cards, the archetype, you put it in the energy.
Right,
So it gives you information, and you go deep inside.
right.
Close your eyes, and then you can ask, what's the function of this archetype? And then you see images. That's what psychotherapist Carl Jung wrote about. You see images. So the archetype, archos, typos, it's about this image you will see. So you get an inner film of this archetype. And
And
that gives
an
information.
inner film, and that really helps us really gather the ideas and move towards the practice of really lucid dreaming and becoming active in our dreams to play that
Yeah,
inner movie.
it gives a transformation in your awareness. So you never dreamed about this. So yeah, it's really playful and
It is really playful.
it is.
It is really playful, and maybe when someone, maybe like a student, for example, I'll have the card, half the card deck here, and if so, let's say one of your children at home is getting ready for school and feels uncomfortable about, I don't know, science class. So
Yeah.
you could share to the child, pull a card and let's see which archetype you can have
Yeah.
related
So
to helping you with science. And And
Yeah, or
and
make
I just
make
pulled
a connection.
I just pulled the card Alchemist for science
Alchemist. Yeah,
for
yeah,
science
yeah, yeah.
class, right? So then
Mm-hmm.
the
Yeah,
child
that's
can.
funny.
It is funny. That's the card I
Yeah,
pulled.
yeah. Then you see those bottles and making the transition, and you feel different. It can give you a better feeling
Right.
and explore more about yourself. So I think this is fun and very helpful also for the kids, for the millennials, for the teenagers, because they're in so much transformational process. Um, yeah, this is the alchemist card. You can see it with those
Yes.
bottles,
Yes.
and
And
his hands have hearts. Do you see it? The hearts are there. So
yes, it's really beautiful. And
yeah,
inside the card, so holding the card, feeling the card, remember your inner alchemist, right, is your
yeah,
inner scientist. And so that
yes,
allows you to experience that science class now from a different perspective, knowing that you
yeah,
have this inside of you already.
yeah. It is already there. That's you're your best inner healer yourself because you have all those archetypes in you. Just have to invite them, to meet them, to explore them. What's the function? What can they do for you? Make appointments with this archetype, and they will work for you, and you will work for that archetype. But sometimes they're a bit mad because you don't look at them and you
Right.
ignore them, and that's a pity. Because when you can draw very well and you never draw again, you feel really sorry for that. And the drawer, the designer, is really mad on you that you don't use him. Yeah,
Right, like me being the athlete.
yeah,
So now I get an inspiration to start being my athletic self.
yeah.
That's
That can be.
that's beautiful. That's so beautiful. And so we didn't know we have these hidden treasures inside of ourselves. So for example, we could be that child that hates science class and then pulls the alchemist card and then realizes, "Oh, I am an inner scientist. I have the scientist inside of me and I can bring that out, that part of me
Mhm.
for my class." And
Yeah,
so everyone may have forgotten some of their inner treasures inside of them that can guide them and
yeah.
give them insight and support them in having, like you say, a fun time, playing the game of life, right?
Fun time with your dream team. But when you want to have fun time with your dream team, your inner dream team, you have to connect with them, and then you can see who is your companion, how they work together. Because also with playing football too, when you don't play together, you won't win the. You won't win.
Well, right. Maybe that's why I pulled the collector card with the athlete card because
Yeah,
maybe I need a few people in my life to help me reignite the athlete in me.
yeah. Maybe the warrior.
And I need to collect those people in my life, those resources in my life
Yeah,
to
it's about
become the athlete.
it's about yeah. You have to cooperate with all those people, and then you're in harmony, so you will be happy. So this
Right.
is all about you meet them, choose them, you go for the cooperation, who is in your inner dream team. So then you can play your game, your life game. And life is a game, so let's play it.
Let's
So
play
that's
it.
what this is all about.
Let's play it.
Yeah.
Let's play it with experiencing our archetypes and our talents and really
Yes.
experiencing our inner dream team throughout our day, and
Yeah,
that we
that's
have
fun.
access to remembering that which is already inside of us and open that treasure box to really
Yes.
experiencing the expanded fun we can
Yeah. Find your own goals.
have.
Yeah.
Yes, I love it. Well,
Me too.
thank you so much. And what we're going to do is at the end of the podcast and on the comments section, we're going to put a link where you can get in touch with Ofkje and where you can purchase these
Yes.
beautiful archetype cards. And I brought several other card decks too. One is on burnout, and another one is on self compassion and creating that self nurturing in our lives. And so there's lots of programs Ofkje has that she brings to the world to really help with a connect in our inner
Yeah.
guidance.
They're all very playful, so you're welcome. You're
Always
invited.
playful. Yes. And so you can reach her online at her website at ofkjeteekens.com. And we will provide those links for you in the connections to all the podcasts. We thank you so much, Ofkje, for joining us today and sharing with us your gift that you've brought to the world about exploring our archetypes. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you all for listening to this podcast.
Can you hear me?
We are so grateful for you tuning in
Perfect.
and experiencing the innovations and opportunities we all can incorporate.
Oh my God, you
into
did
our daily
amazing.
lives.
You did amazing.
Connect
It
with
was
us
it
at
was great, and it was really fun
centerforconsciouskids.com.
that I had the cards here
To
and I
sign
could
up
pull
for the
them and
latest news
that was really
showcases
cute
these
and funny.
revolutionary services and products. Our global website provides families with an
It was
online
funny.
conduit for enrichment and transformation in all our lives.
Well, I am so
Share
excited.
with
So
other
we're going to
kids and
post this, and
families
I
who
will
would
send you the
enjoy
links
these
and the
advancements
postings
in
and
living
get everything all
consciously.
dressed up. And I'm going to put
I'm
the
Ashley
link where
Lee,
people can
and I
purchase the
thank you so
archetype
much for
cards.
joining us.
And so please feel free to comment and add anything underneath that podcast on Facebook, because that way, as